welcome to the 11th episode in Dubai. Thanks for being here at 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning.
Bro, you're pretending like that's the hardest thing ever.
I mean, for me it is because I'm still European time zones,
Okay.
but I appreciate it. So then I guess I thank myself. That's at least a funny opener for today. That doesn't happen too often because I'm not that funny. So today we're not going to do the whole hero journey because we want to talk about sales, AI, marketing, and how you're combining all of that stuff in your business.
Sure.
But it would still be useful to have a little bit of context if you walk us through your story. Let's skip pain point and like the hell stuff, just like the technical story of
Just
how you became
no marketing at all. You just
Exactly.
want dry story, just telling me that like I'm a storyteller. So just zoom in on an area you would want to specify. So I'll just tell you that piece of the story.
Yeah, so right now you are managing your own company where you teach other people how to do sales in the Netherlands and also your courses in English, so internationally. So if you talk to people through how you kind of got there a little bit, that would be interesting. I think, like you started selling newspapers on the street and how you kind of went from there.
I didn't I didn't start selling. I was like very insecure and like never able to even speak to a singular person. So like that was like the biggest leap for me. But I was so mesmerized by a person. I used to be a Domino's Pizza like cycle
On a scooter?
guy.
Not even a scooter, the cycle guy. Oh man, that's bad.
But the one thing that I really always thought was interesting is the psychology of people, because I could see that I could make more money if I would be able to get a tip from people. So I would like think of the craziest shit just to get somebody to give me more money. So I would like on Easter I would put like an Easter bunny hat. Like I would literally steal the cheesy bites. And every single time I would feel that somebody is nice and laughing at me, I would say, "Hey, I have a gift for you." And then I would just go back in the back of my box, give them a piece of cheesy bites, and they would like, "What? You just giving this for free?" And then yeah. Wait, here's €5, and I first thing in the morning get like a joint and smoke that shit up. So that is basically how I started understanding that human psychology is something interesting. Then I got a bit older, my neighbor, he had like in the Netherlands, we can get weed legally, right? Compared to all the other countries that are just gay. So what I do is I have my neighbor who is 18 while I was 16, and I would just go to the coffee shop just to get weed for him because he was too lazy. But at my school, nobody could get it. So then people started realizing, hey, what is this guy doing? He's like, how is he getting weed? So now I just became a weed dropshipper. So I'm just going to the shop, I'm getting it, I'm putting a markup on there, and I'm just like going through it.
So you became a dealer. Let's
No, bro. I went to a place where I legally bought the weed, and then young people that are completely not able to go to these stores would come to me, and they would just get it with a markup, like completely legal.
Okay.
So anyway, this is how like all of my sales experience was like starting to get from. But these are like warm leads, people that are interested, right? I was always so mesmerized by seeing how people would just manage to make a decision in some way. Like what does this person? What can I do in order to give this person a bigger pizza? What can I do in order to sell this piece of green a little bit better so that that person will have a more enjoyable time? Like every single thing that I was thinking about is like, what can I do differently here? And I was always asking myself, the question is, how can I improve on this little thing that I'm doing? At some point, I was really sick of it. I had like an accident. I couldn't do it. I wanted to become like a military guy, blah, 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 pain story that nobody cares. So F-16 pilot, I wanted to be, had like an accident. My eye is like a millimeter higher. I cannot see depth. It didn't let me do like the piloting thing. And I was very depressed. So one day I'm going out, and there's this female human being, and because I'm still very insecure and still incapable of really talking, even though I'm really interested, I was forcing myself to just speak to people, and in this case like somebody that's way out of my league because I'm insecure. So I started talking, and before I know it, I almost get smacked in the face by like a 2'10" female that is the lesbian girlfriend. And
welcome to the Netherlands.
Yes, welcome to the woke Netherlands. And she's like, "Hey, what are you doing? It's my girlfriend." Da, 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 da. Like I'm not a tall guy. Like I'm looking up to her. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. And anyway, she starts laughing because I'm somewhat a little bit funny, and then she proposes to get me a job into this newspaper place. I'm like, okay, I don't want to do newspapers. I don't know. No, trust me, you're gonna make a lot of money. I'm like, this sounds like a scam, but sure, I'll just join in. So the next day, I'm at this cracked down alleyway, door falling out, stairs squeaking, beer bottles everywhere, and I'm about to run away. I'm like, okay, I'm literally about to get raped here. I do not trust this. There might be like some other Moroccans or Algerians just ready to put me in a chokehold to get all my stuff out. So I go up, and this Portuguese guy with a golden tooth smiles at me, and I'm like, all right, I'm about to get fucked. I was about to get up, and he's just opens his mouth and starts talking, and I was so mesmerized. The words that came out of his mouth, I didn't even realize what he was saying. It was just clicking, and I was like, I do not give a fuck what this job is. I want to learn exactly what this guy's doing. How he's talking, that is the type of psychology that I need. And then at the end, I was like giving him Domino's gift cards. I was like, yo, you got to hire me for this job, right? I get hired, and then that's the moment where I started selling newspapers. But I sucked at it. I don't know how to go on a street and give somebody a fucking paper and tell them like, hey, buddy, listen up, buy this shit for me. I had to like learn a script, and I didn't even get the first two lines in. I was all over the place, and I was like, yeah, this job is not for me. But every single time I just kept on reminding myself to the goal, like, hey, there's a possibility of me actually making a lot of money here. And there is this magic of this way of this is something that I just have to unlock. Long story short, kept on failing. 3 months in, I wanted to quit. In the Netherlands, drugs are like the most normal thing, especially in that office. Everybody was just doing drugs. So I had like this project manager who I didn't know at the time, but he had a psychosis because he was just doing too much drugs. He told me, you have to watch The Secret. Do you know The Secret? By the way?
The book. Yeah.
Like
also a movie. Yeah.
Everything you believe in and see and you will achieve. And I was like, bro, like I don't know. I just want to quit my job. Please let me go. He's like, no. You gotta watch The Secret. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go home. I watch The Secret, and it literally says like, okay, do not think you cannot do something. Think that you can, and then you will achieve it. So I'm like, okay. So basically, the reason why I'm not performing in this company is because I don't believe that I can actually sell newspapers. If I now tell myself I am the best newspaper salesman in the world, now suddenly it will work. I was like, okay, a little bit skeptical, but let me just try. I literally go in. Next day, boom, I sold 5. I made 200 euros. I'm like, wait, what? And at that moment, I started to become the biggest cock in the world. I was telling everybody that I'm the best. I was like, everybody started hating me, but I was actually backing it up at that point. And this is like slowly but surely, I was just, because I was so obsessed and I was starting to understand like this is how I have to, if I want to be the best, I have to think the best. Observing all of the best salesmen, observing all of the best managers. What are they doing differently than I am? How can I perform even better than they do? Everybody comes in at the office at 9 a.m. Fuck that. I'm coming in at 4. I'm going to the gym. I'm doing every single little bit of optimization that I can do in order to go there. Long story short, became a manager, got my own office, broke record after record. Everybody started hating me. And I was like, okay, well, had a couple of ego deaths. I really don't want to like make the story even longer.
Yeah, so from there on, at some point, you were like, I'm going to do this shit online. You start your online agency. Yeah. You were really good at selling, sold a bunch of stuff, didn't really like delivering it.
Well, let me give you then a shorter version of this story too, because it's like you're going over a lot of things that are really important here. So I quit the job, even though like lots of fucked up things happened in between. But let's say I quit the job. Yep. I found a course online. It says you can sell. You can start your own agency in marketing, but nobody talked about selling. They were just saying like every fucking business needs marketing. If you make a business more money, you will make more money. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. If I make a gym more money, then I will make more money too. That makes a hell of a lot of sense. So, okay, let me just make a calculation. If I literally just go to my gym, make sure that they make 30 grand extra because I deliver them the leads, I can ask 3 grand. Okay, fuck it. Let me just try it. So I literally just buy the course. Like the sales call was so hilarious. It was just a guy who was also Kurdish. We were just chatting for 1 hour, and then he says, "You want to buy it?" I'm like, "Ah, whatever." That was it. Anyway, so I jump in. I go to my next best gym. I talk because I train there every single day. I'm like, "Yo, bro, I can make you 30 grand extra this month." He's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." How much? I'm like 3K. He's like, "All right, cool." I'm like, "Cool." So I'm like, "Well, that was easy." No, sorry. It was 1.5K. I'm lying. It was 1.5K, and then I closed another gym for 1.5K. It was 3K total that I made. And I'm like, yeah, this is the easiest shit ever. So I'm like running Facebook ads and doing whatever. I'm like looking at the course. And then at the end of the month, he's like, yo, bro, where are my leads? I'm like, oh, all right. So I came to the conclusion that marketing is not my thing. But the thing that I was really good at was doing the sales. So I have this thing that I want to leverage. I have this thing that's so interesting. What can I do to sell something that other people can do? And I was looking for people that actually could do the marketing. And then I started having an agency. He was charging $750. I could still charge 1.5. Markup, drop shipping like I did with the weed, same, right? And boom, like you start building up, getting more money. And well, there you go.
That's how you got started. And now you're back to the Netherlands again, teaching people how to do sales online, high-ticket remote sales.
Yeah.
And you're actually one of the few guys who is grabbing concepts outside of sales.
Yes.
And putting them in sales.
Yes.
AI. So that's where I was
trying to go to.
Yes. That's what I'm most excited about, because I mean I know some people who do it in the US, but in the Netherlands nobody did it.
Do people actually do it in the US?
A little bit, yes. I mean, more for market research. They look at the sales scripts to see how they can improve the VSL, for example, to check, hey, what objections are there or whatever.
That's interesting.
So I don't know if people in the US are actually using it yet in the way you do it. So let's just dive in there. What are you doing right now with AI to improve your own sales and your sales rep sales?
So for your information, now I need to give you again a little backstory in order to get here. In the Netherlands, at some point, like the whole SMMA thing broke to shit. I had to find a new solution of something that I could sell for. Yeah. Nobody in the Netherlands 6 years ago was selling other people's courses. Yeah, it was happening, but it wasn't on this scale.
Yeah.
So I literally just called up a couple of the gurus and I was like, yo, let me sell some courses for you. And when I did that, I realized like, hey, all of the psychology and things that I've learned, I can implement in here. So what I do is always write down what is it that I have to do differently here that I'm doing. When I was doing the SMMA, I was also analyzing. Like I went to 30 different gyms to craft like different types of questions in order for me to understand what I had to do differently in order to close the deals and get like the 3K a month, right?
Yeah.
Or then 10K a month. And then for mortgage advisors, I was doing the exact same thing, going to all of these motherfucking Rolex wearers just to see like, how can I craft the script better and like what kind of questions are working differently. So when I was doing that with the course sellers, I was like, hey, this is so much easier. There's something different going on. So I still have like all of these prompts, but then the prompts go inside of me instead of it going to the AI.
Yeah.
And I write them down. So I basically made myself like a little training on selling it. And I was like, okay, what can I do in order to make more money here? If I can copy myself, I literally can make more money. How the fuck do I copy myself? So I was like, okay, most logical thing. If I make a course, I can literally just sell it, and then people will buy it. And I don't fucking know how to call this shit. Like, high-ticket sales didn't really realize. I'm like, oh, the secret skill, like whatever. So people come in, and I realize like, yo, dude, I just sold a course for $4,000. And if I would sell like that, like, hold on a second, I'm on gold here. So I am getting people in, and I'm realizing, okay, all of these people are getting like all of the successes because like every single step that I've taken in order to get there, like it's there. So now this is 6 years ago. I have 6 years of experience. And all I'm doing is, okay, I'm doing my own closing calls. I'm analyzing my own sales teams, and I'm always out there is like, what is the number one mistake somebody's making in my team? What is the number one mistake that somebody else is making somewhere else? And how can I optimize that process in the best possible way? Every single thing that I'm learning, I'm either putting in my course, putting in those notes, and now my course has been like my brain notes where I just put every single step in the whole time, right? And then, well, fast forward 6 years later, now we have the age of AI. The number one thing that I always teach the people inside of my community, my course is, hey, if you want to be good, you need to be able to ask yourself the right questions. If you want to be good by understanding yourself and setting yourself goals, you need to understand those questions within yourself. You need to reflect so much. And if you want to be good in sales, it's all about asking the right question. Like, I can tell you, you can tell me the craziest thing ever, but if I don't prompt you right by asking the right question, it will be the wrong right, the wrong left, the wrong whatever. So the number one thing is I was asking so many different questions that I had like a bunch of lists to understand how can I let my prospects say the exact thing that I want. So the first art of being good in AI is actually being able to ask the perfect question. Because you will get exactly what you need if you know how to frame the question in a certain type of way to get it. And okay, AI came in, and the first thing that I did was like, okay, how far does AI go? And I've been fucking around with it for a long time. All right. What year was the Declaration of Independence written? All right, cool. That is a very interesting question. But when I talk to AI, I want to like have a conversation with like Benjamin Franklin, but I want to have the conversation with him in the type of way where he is completely opposed to my ideas. So now I'm having this goal with myself. How can I set up the AI for it to think that it's Benjamin Franklin with like the most obnoxious ideas ever, talk in a certain type of way? So now the goal for me is like, how can I ask questions in a way where I could get this AI to do exactly what I want? I've been playing and fooling around with that. I'm like, okay, cool. This is interesting. Even the wildest shit ever, like however you imagine it. This is cool. What can I do now in the sales subject? And okay, we have ChatGPT, we have Claude, we have like the Google thing, we have Llama, we have all of these things. And I've tested around with all of them. I have like 50 different subscriptions with AI. And I'm just trying to figure out what we can do. So first thing that I came to the conclusion of is that ChatGPT is whack as fuck. ChatGPT is literally dumb. It doesn't remember everything. It keeps on making mistakes. Even the 4.0 versions, the only thing that is good for is to have the actual conversations with. Like when you tap on a thing, you just talk, like you could do the AI, like you could do a conversation with AI right now, and it's amazing. But to the degree where you would go as in-depth as I do, you won't. I've created one thing, and that's like I use Notion a lot. I don't. Have you ever used Notion? If anyone
Most people know Notion. Yeah.
Okay, so what I do with Notion is I've built my whole course inside of Notion, and I've built like the platform, and like with my one-on-one students, I can see exactly what they're doing. Notion introduced AI. I'm like, okay, that's really interesting. So I fucked around with that too, and I came to the realization that that AI can read every single thing in the Notion dashboard. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me just pause that and put it here. Now I know that I have my complete notes of what I remember. I told you I make every single question, every single thing that I write down somewhere. Now I put it in my Notion. I have my complete course in there with every single question, every single answer of all my students. I have my whole team in there, every single script that I've been putting on, every single thing is in there. I'm like, okay, that is really interesting. So now I have to find a way to put this into place so I can start making something even crazier. So, okay, cool. The number one AI that I always use is Claude. Claude is on a different level compared to anyone else. Like, Claude can literally talk like I do, to the craziest degree. Like I've literally, for instance, this podcast that we're watching right now, I'd transcribe it, I would make a prompt, and okay, that is the hardest thing, making a prompt in order to do it. The little backtracking. If we look at how the new ChatGPT 1.0 is working, I'm not sure if you've seen that.
I only use Cloud, so no.
So there's a new ChatGPT coming in. This ChatGPT is supposedly a lot more powerful than Claude and any other AI, and the reason why is that it uses multiple tokens in order to make one prompt. So what it does is, hey, this is like I want to analyze the sales script, whatever. Okay, so if you just put like a very blank prompt in like that, what it does is it looks over the prompt, then it creates a new prompt for you, then it analyzes the script, then it thinks, it makes a new prompt, so it goes over it like 5 to 6 times.
Yeah.
Usually what I do is exactly that. And now you have an AI to recreate the prompt to make sure that everything is okay, but it still has error because
it's invisible. You don't know exactly what it's doing, I guess. Yeah.
So that is like the most powerful thing that you can have. And we're secretly coming close to AGI more and more and more. But this is exactly what I was doing here. So I'm fighting with Claude. I'm making a project. I'm like, okay, now I have to put in every single thing that I need to do in order to understand exactly what it is for me to analyze pitches like I do, or even better, right? First, I chug in a couple of sales calls. Then I chug in like literal me giving feedback to somebody's sales calls on a Zoom call. Then I watch back what the Claude thing is telling me. I'm like, okay, cool. You don't know enough information. So I go back in my Notion AI. I'm like, hey, I need information about this. Pull it out for me. Gets a page, gets a page, gets a page. What are the types of questions? Gets a page, gets a page. Now I'll put it back, and I'm asking questions about pattern recognition. I'm asking like there's so many different layers where I'm noticing a pattern in my own pitch. I'm noticing a pattern in what the closer is doing wrong. So I feed it to the AI. I'm like, hey, this is a pattern that I'm recognizing. You should also be aware of this pattern. And it's all going to this one project. feeding it, just keep them back and forward up until the point where now it understands. Mm-hmm. It's not just understanding, it's even understanding better than I would do it. I'm like, okay, now I'm scared. What now? All right. Now I have to be able to make an analysis that is so powerful that it will give me not only, so it depends on what like the closer wants, right? It depends on what the person at the other end wants. But what can I get out of here that will make it even more interesting for me? Better example questions. In what languages do I want it? Like, recognize what I did well so I can improve on it. Recognize what I did wrong so I can change it. How do I want to change it? Give me a couple of examples on how to change. Whatever. Like, I'm making a whole list of 50 different things. And this is all based off of the frameworks that I have in my course, based off the questions that I've asked, based off the conversations that I've been doing, based off of everything. I've even prompted it to give me resources that are inside of my course or even outside of my course. So, for instance, read this chapter of Chris Voss's Never Split the Difference in order to understand this. Like,
that's cool, yeah.
Now, every single week, I have an evaluation, and usually that evaluation would take me a whole day. But I just, send me 3 of your transcripts, boop, 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 boop. We have everything set up, done. Let me run it over. Let me just quickly check if everything is okay. Let me see if this makes sense. It does make sense. Well, I've battle tested enough. It's like, I have like a 99% accuracy now, but there's always this 1% where it wouldn't go well. And boom, we have it. So yeah, long story short, how I started and how it's going.
That's pretty crazy. Like, how much hours a week are you doing stuff with AI? It sounds like you're quite
always like I
every day a little bit
24/7. I am like upset. Like, there's always a reason for me to find something, and I just like, I'm so obsessed with like wanting to be better. So with every, like, even like the Notion thing is so crazy because like my personal, my therapy, my finances, everything is in there. So I even prompt, like, I have different chats open in my Notion because Notion uses Claude and ChatGPT. Mm-hmm. It switches up, but then with all of the information that you have inside of your Notion. So I literally have conversations with a business coach in there. I have conversations with like a therapist in there. I have my own therapy sessions, but at the same time, like, in order to discover more about myself, because I put my daily reflections in there. I put my fucking wild thoughts in there. Like, I'm literally just like quantifying massively of what I usually do, but then having immediate feedback on it the whole time because I've framed it in a certain type of way to get there.
Yeah. What do you feel is missing right now to make your life even easier with AI?
A lot of automation. So like, if my AI can, because this is what I've done, like, you should see my Notion. I think you would go crazy, but my Notion is built up in a way where I would automatically get like a reflection for the day, automatically would show me in my reflection what it is that my team is doing. Like, I've already automated that. Yeah. Just manually. What I want is I want to have like a Jarvis, right? Like a Jarvis that would speak to me, that would be my personal assistant that's completely AI. Like, have you seen Blade Runner? Like, Blade Runner, you have that hot fucking chick, bro. Like, what's her name again? She's like the AI assistant, but like comes in, like cuddles him and shit like that. I don't want the cuddling part. I want just my AI to just...
Yeah, right. Therapy and cuddling included.
I mean, hey,
5%.
Bro, to be fair, if you've seen Blade Runner, like, she's my ultimate crush. But like, different story. But Ana del Arma.
Let's focus on.
Okay, sorry. But she is AI. I'm just saying. But,
yeah, I get it.
But the craziest thing would be if I could have like the people that are working with me or like working for me or whatever, like, just to be completely AI generated. Like I want my flights to be booked by an AI. I want my Uber to be booked by an AI. But like, dude, you should know how, like, if you see my ChatGPT, I literally have a speed dial button. Like, the only use of this iPhone 15 that I've ever used is this button. I've just connected it to ChatGPT just to be able to talk to it immediately. I'm not sure if I can show it. Like, immediately, It just goes over it. Because I have so much brain waves. I'm like, instead of making notes myself, I just click on it and just have it in there.
And
so
the ChatGPT sends it to
the ChatGPT. No, the ChatGPT just puts it on the ChatGPT app, okay. And then when I do my reflections, I just look over what I did.
Yeah, so that will be missing, right? Like, if that ChatGPT could automatically send, I mean, it's probably possible, send it automatically to a sheet or Notion.
You could already like implement Notion immediately for that, but like, what I'm waiting for my iPhone to update with like the Apple Intelligence. Like everybody's like, oh no, my phone's gonna know everything. Fuck, I want that, bro. I want my phone to know everything about me. I want my phone to optimize for me. I want all of those optimizations as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I like the amount of crazier shit that I can do with that is just insane. I see myself as leaping forward compared to the rest of the people that are falling back because I've been just using this.
Yeah.
Like nobody will come close up until the point that they understand the shit that I do. But by the time they understand the shit that I do, I'm already 5 levels further. Like I need to like be on it.
But you are not the guy who's like reading books. I mean, reading books about AI doesn't make sense because they would be outdated. But are you checking like YouTube videos about it, or it's just you're just practicing,
bro?
talking, doing all the time?
The only thing that will make you better in AI is just learning how to ask better questions. The reason why I'm so quote unquote good at it is because I just know how to ask the right questions, and that's just something that I've been literally training on since I was trying to get tips at Domino's.
Yeah.
So I've been coaching people since I was 17, 16.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing that I've been doing, like I was 16 when I started selling newspapers, and I was also coaching people at the same time at that newspaper.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
So literally the one thing that I'm always doing is like I'm prompting people. I'm literally asking questions. This is literally my fucking bread and butter. And now I have this tool with infinite amount of knowledge that I can ask anything of, but only if I ask it the right question. Right? Now I can get everything out of this. So if I want to learn something new about the AI, yeah, sure, I'm looking at updates to see like how far does this go. Claude, for instance, can take over control of your computer, but it's going to cost you like $500 because
you read like the updates that they're sending out.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so you are reading something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also reading books.
But the books are not about AI, so.
Because it won't be like
no, I understand. It's too late.
Like every single week, there's new shit coming.
So
out.
what you're saying, like for listeners, you're just reading ChatGPT, Claude, I guess Notion stuff, updates, all like when they are there.
I don't think the updates like are the most interesting thing. I think the most interesting thing, like, I am quote unquote gifted with two things: the fact that I can ask really good questions and I'm really creative. But the issue with my creativity is that I can never express my creativity because I never have the right tools to do so. Like bro, don't ask me to go into Photoshop and like make something for you, but I can tell you what I need. And like, because I've been always speaking, I can now put my creativity into something which is like ChatGPT, because I will if you're closing a deal, it's using your creativity to just get somebody framed in a type of way where they would eventually buy your product, right? When you're doing marketing, you're using your creativity in a type of way in order for people to just convert into leads or whatever it may be. And now with a tool like this, you can use that rational creativity, just to call it that, in order to get what you want out of there. It's not something that you read on. It's something that you train. Same as like how you train closing. It's something that if you understand how, like, okay, let me put it better. You have a goal of something that you want to achieve. Now you ask yourself the question how you can do it, right? You want to make $1 million? How can I achieve $1 million? Okay, what tools do I have to achieve $1 million? Okay, I am missing a XYZ. Okay, that means that I need a tool in order to get to that $1 million. What tool can that be? What kind of questions do I need to ask? What kind of people do I need, right? So now you know I'm missing these tools. I'm missing the skill set. Where can I find this? This is exactly how I do the things with AI. I'm like, okay, I want to make an AI sales trainer. What tools am I missing? What things do I want from this? So I'm writing all of these things down. At some point, I'm just asking the AI, like, hey, listen, what things am I missing, right?
Yeah.
And now you have like this whole game where you use your own brain and use the AI at the same time. And you start to make this whole plan of things that you need in order to get there. And whether it's like an actual, like, this is very niche down to talk about AI, but it's with anything in your life. If you want to make $1 million, this is how you make $1 million.
This is exactly what we should talk about. Really niche down AI stuff. All right, yeah, that makes sense. And you're also using it for copywriting. I mean, you are the first guy who figured out a way to write copy in Dutch, even with AI. And I was like, okay, this is actually at least a 7 out of 10, which I didn't see before yet.
It could be a 10 out of 10, but the thing is, like, I don't have 10 out of 10 copy, so I could literally make 10 out of 10 copy if I would have the 10 out of 10 copy. Then I would be able to analyze it like the same, like literally if I like the same way that I sat down to do whatever I did just now. If I literally have all of the facilities in my proximity, I could make 10 out of 10 copy with it.
Yeah.
I could make it speak exactly like fucking Sherlock Holmes if I wanted to. Like it doesn't, like you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit about that process. So you're at the point where AI writes 80 to 90% of your copy and you just go over it and fine tune it a little bit, right? Or like, can you just, let's say,
I'm not sure if I should, like, I feel people would like look at me differently if they notice, but yes, that's true.
Nobody's gonna watch this podcast that's like wanting to become a sales rep, probably, so you don't have to worry about it.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and to be fair, this is still, you're using your own stories, you're using your own content to not have to write and type it yourself.
So I like what I do still is, for instance, when I make like a YouTube video, and I want the AI to give me the frame of something that succeeds, and then it knows a lot of my stories already, so it either puts them in, or I look at what I can put in extra, so give myself a prompt, just so to say, like talk about something in this space, So now the AI is prompting me to do types of things. So yeah, but that's also knowing how I work myself inside of my brain compared to like whatever it may be.
Yeah. It's funny that you feel like people might look at you differently, because I'm like, anybody who's not using it is like not in his right mind. Like there's prompts, right, to analyze sales pages or VSLs, and you ask them like, hey, what's missing? Or hey, rate it on a scale from 1 to 10 on this and this and this and this. So just to use it as a feedback mechanism is the least you should do.
But here's the thing, right? Like most people, they will look at it different because they don't understand where we are yet. Like they don't understand where we at yet. Like I feel like this is kind of a secret power, right? Like people are not really realizing this yet.
Yeah.
But the people, like the normies, just to say, the 9-to-5ers, like when they say like, oh wait, everything is AI generated. Wait, well that's whack as fuck. I thought I'm looking at a real person. Oh, shut the fuck up, bro. But like people are just having this preconceived notion that you're fake or whatever. I don't know. Like, but
I don't meet or talk to these people, so
neither do I. But I'm just trying to tell
maybe
you.
On the sales call sometimes you do a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah. No, I mean I get what you're saying, but yeah. So it writes it, and then you still go over it, right? You read it, and then you double check. You go back and forth a little bit with prompts, or what does the optimization process look like when you get the first draft? Let's say.
Well, let's put a like easy example about a VSL, right?
Let's call a simple video script that we're creating.
A video script, like for a long form video or whatever, or like we're talking about marketing, so like VSL, because there's
marketing video, promo video.
So like there's a huge difference between the two, right? Because the one should have more storytelling, and one should have this, and then what you do now is like, let me find a book, let me find a PDF, or let's even say that you don't have that. I'm gonna put in the highest converting VSL that I've done before, for instance, right? I'm gonna go see which ones are really great. I'm gonna see, like, how deep do you want me to go? Do you want to give me all the sauce here?
Let's go, yes. So just for context, so you know what I mean, it's kind of like one of my partners who is doing this. He is literally scraping all the best VSLs from the internet, transcribing them, putting them in a Google Drive and just collecting them.
But you will fuck that up because you don't know how, this is the same with the sales thing, right? Like you will not find the actual right patterns of things that are succeeding if you don't prompt the AI in a way where it would understand that. So now it's just looking at letters, and it will just make an assumption based off what you're asking it.
No, I'm just saying, we are doing this kind of, we are harvesting the internet. We can go as deep as you want. That's why we're here.
Okay. So I'm trying to tell you, so just having that, it doesn't work.
No, of course, you need to use prompts properly. Yeah.
So first step is making a project in Claude, for instance, where you make a trainer in order to know, this is the information that I have to go from, this is how to analyze, this is what I need to do. Then you need to first understand patterns in each of these. Like manual labor is understanding these patterns yourself first. Now you see the patterns. It's like, the openers, the hooks, the this, that. And then you have to say, this is the psychology that's used here of what I'm seeing. This is psychology. What kind of other psychology things do you see based off of the information that I've given you? And now it's understanding a lot of these layers himself. And cool. I think we're 30% of the way there. To be fair, I haven't done this for VSLs myself in this way yet. Like all that I do is I have my own VSL that I've been optimizing on, and then I just look at objections and I just chuck them in. And then I still have to do it manually. But if I had to do a video sales letter in the best possible way, this probably would be it. And then I would try to find the analytics. I would try to see I would look for VSLs that have worked before, recognize patterns, go over it, have a framework set up, make a rating over it, and then also, by the way, would give as much information about the current company that I'm working for ask questions in order to recognize what like the ideal target audiences, and then ask questions about like the target as an in-depth. Like you could go so deep with this.
Yeah.
This is basically what I done with like the sales, and it took me like a couple of days of like nonstop work on Red Bulls, but just diving in every single little aspect that you can find, asking the right questions, and then chuck them in the project. Like have this project completely filled to the brim with all the necessary information, and just keep reverting back to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway for me for now is, which I was doing subconsciously, is like it's you need to understand the underlying principles to ask the right prompts in terms of patterns or scripts, right? If you're analyzing testimonials, you can ask Claude like, hey, I want you to ask, analyze these testimonials and share 5 problems, right? But you can go so much deeper by, hey, I want you to look at for words and frequent words. I want you to look for problems. I want you to look for solutions. I want you to look for emotions. I want you to, but you have to tell them all this stuff, because if you don't use the sub prompt, then it will not go as deep as you want it to go, pretty much.
So you want to hear the number one trick in order to like break this down and have it easier for you? Ask the AI to make the prompt for you. So first prompt that I always usually do is I go to the AI and it's like, hey, I want to analyze this testimonial. And in order to understand a testimonial, I want to understand this part, this part, this part, this part. Before you even give me the answer, give me a better version of a prompt that I can iterate in order to get the best possible answer, comma, take your time, I want excellency. Now, there are 2 extra parts added to this that are going to make the prompt even better. Number 1, take your time so that the AI actually goes over and like goes slowly instead of like trying to give you the fastest answer and go over it. That way, it rereads what you've said and try to interpret it in a different way. And I expect excellency is raising the bar higher, where like there's small little nuances there that are going to make a difference. Now, that's done. You get a prompt. That prompt is going to be like a whole A4, it's huge. If I show you a couple of the prompts that I have, you gotta like I literally have Notion docs that are just a prompt, right?
Yeah.
No, like 16 different pages of one little prompt. Now I'm going over. I'm reading every single sentence. I'm like, okay, what can I change here? What can I change here? And I'm like, okay, before you run this prompt, comma, I want you to change this. Boom. Now you have the first prompt ready in order to analyze the testimonial. That's the part where you start actually going at it. Now it's changing things. And this is like the fastest little way that I can give you in order to get there.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, I think especially with all the data scraping tools nowadays, it's so much easier to use those and then use AI to kind of find the golden nuggets, where before this would take hours and hours and hours and hours. Yeah. Little side thing. Yeah. You are wearing your Aura ring. Are you also feeding that data to AI or analyzing your Aura data or no?
You should be, bro. Yes. My food, my sleep.
Wait, you're doing like your MyFitnessPal stuff or something, and then
so this is so you're gonna laugh at me, but I open up my Chat GPT. I do speech because I am too lazy to type.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, listen, this morning I had a banana, I had a shake, 1 scoop of protein, 25 grams of whey, whatever. I had like 300 grams of Angus beef, this vegetable, count my macros. Done. And it is like, oh shit, okay, cool. I could even take a picture, and like off the picture it could probably, like, if I don't know it, I'm like, hey, I don't know what the fuck I'm eating here. Like give me like a ballpark of the macros that I have here. So, and ChatGPT saves all of this, and then I could literally once a week say, hey, go over all of the weekly statuses. It sometimes even makes like a table for me where I have everything in there, And same as with sleep. Actually, Aura itself has an AI inside of it now. Mm-hmm. So I'm just using that because it has all my stats and it can see the patterns. So I just ask questions like based off the patterns that you've seen. But like most people don't know how to use the AI thing. I do. So I'm literally like asking specific questions about a downtrend, uptrend based off of information that I've done myself because it remembers everything. So yes, I do.
But this is not crazy, man. I call this sometimes the marketing nerd podcast. So we're here to talk about all the nerd stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Are you using the sleeping? What's it called? 8 Sleep. Have you tried that?
I would. I would. I genuinely would. I want to buy that thing immediately, but I travel every 2 months, so like it's just not feasible. Like you pay like $5,000, and now you have something that you have to carry around.
Pay $5,000 to fly it over every time.
Yeah, that's my point. So it's just not worth it.
All right.
Plus, you cannot order in Dubai.
No?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I just cannot.
Crazy. So, I don't know if you're doing this. Are you tracking your sales reps' Aura scores?
No.
Would you consider that?
Yes. Funnily enough, I have proposed. An Aura ring is $500, bro. So like I was like, I had the idea of buying Whoops for everyone.
Yes.
So I bought a Whoop and an Aura ring at the same time.
Yeah.
The Whoop never arrived. Like I'm a year in, it never came to my house.
That's how you lose marketing and sales.
Yeah. So
Just don't arrive. Don't you?
I was like, yo, because my idea was because the Whoop is quite cheap. It's like $100 or something.
Yeah, it's cheap.
So I was like, okay, if I can align all the Whoops with everyone, then I can see exactly how everybody's scoring.
Yeah.
Because that was my original intent with it. But like it never arrived, so I couldn't test it. And an Aura ring, I have like only my CTO has an Aura ring, and I can tell him, like, bro, go to sleep. That's all that I'm doing. And like you don't really see the achievement from that. But I know for a fact that having Whoops and being able to check on everyone, I would be able to like fire people.
I don't know how legal that is in the Netherlands, but luckily we're not located
In the Netherlands, yeah, no.
anymore like that. But yeah, Brandon, I don't know if you know Brandon Carter. He talked about like he's literally tracking his salespeople, like his Aura rings and stuff. He even had this thing, I think, a prompt on the phone every hour where they had to rate themselves from 1 to 10, how they felt. I don't know if he's still doing that, but
you know what the thing is, like I know for a fact that the number one reason why some of my sales reps don't perform in like certain times is because they have a dip because they didn't go to the gym or didn't sleep well or did something.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that that's the case, and I know that biggest part of the optimization that I can do is in their health, like because I'm an absolute crazy guy, right? Like I fucking wake up at 4:30 a.m. to go to the gym, but I'm doing that in order to show them, hey guys, listen up. Like I am doing this. I want you guys. You don't have to do the same exact thing, but let's be honest. If you go to the gym, you're losing 2 to 3 hours inside of your day that you could have had like setting on the phone or making phone calls. Be energized. So let's do this. You guys, before we have our sales meeting at 9 a.m., I want you guys to be at the gym before you go. Otherwise, you're gonna get like X, Y, Z, or whatever. So fired. But so I have small optimizations like that, but unfortunately, I cannot force their health to be different. I can only force them by not paying the money. So
Yeah, you would get a bad rap if you would start doing that. It's like I didn't go to the gym, and Rébien didn't pay me.
I mean, the next person will be, right? So
yeah. That's but that would be definitely interesting. I think that's the hard part of like doing business in the Netherlands. You're still with like Dutch people, which it's hard for them to escape their current routine.
Nah,
for a lot of them.
Most people would. Like the thing is, like if you build like what do you call it? Like the vibe that you have in your company, work culture. There you go. If you create a culture where everybody is in a way competing. If I backtrack to when I had my own office selling the newspapers, the reason why we had the number one culture was that everybody came in with the mentality of fucking it up. Like, you are here, I want to be the best, but in a positive way. Before it was me, it was very toxic. With me, it was like very loving and very nice. So if you can create like this competitive sphere in like a very positive way, now everybody is really willing to. Like we have a cult. Like, I swear to you, some people still haven't been paid yet. No, just kidding. But like, I've had people working for me for a long time that just wanted to work for free anyway. Yeah. And I have this feeling like, okay, if you're willing to come in, work for free, then you're a part of my cult. Sure, I will still pay you nonetheless. But like, the fact that you're willing to go to that extent because you see the vision of the company, that is something that I like. Hey, I respect. And most people that work with me, they all understand the long-term vision without me even telling them what the long-term vision is, right? I know that's one of the hardest fundamentals that's going to carry your company to like the highest miles.
Yeah, before we go talk a little bit about Web3, curious about your vision, your dreams, business-wise.
It's a side step. Like, this is a side quest, like a fundamental story that I need, because what I want is I want to have like a couple businesses doing $1 million a month, so I have enough cash flow to do like philanthropy businesses. So how much do you want to make a month? Like, realistically, there's no realistically that doesn't.
You said a couple of million a month.
Yeah.
A couple of businesses do $1 million a month.
A couple of businesses do $1 million.
So what? $5 million a month?
I think the second I hit 1 million, that's the first goal set. Like, I don't want to like go over and like think, okay, cool, we have all this going on. But like, realistically speaking, I think I have a couple of things in my mind that I still want to do. For instance, I know that having a SaaS business built off this AI doing like whatever, being able to do sales scripts is going to go massive hard. And like everybody can try, but there's impossible within now and a year that people will be at a level that my sales things are doing it right now. I just have to sell it. If I'm really honest, like I have to like sell it and make it and like
create it.
I need to fucking put like 300K into development and shit like that. I'm like, bro, like please.
You can do that way cheaper nowadays, I think.
I want to do it proper, good, fast, nice, perfect. I want to build it in a way where I have my Notion like I have right now implemented in things so that people can make exercises and train themselves in. So I don't want to have just like, this is not just like, hey, put in your fucking transcript and call it a day. I want something to be so fucking good that like it's going to be the #1 sales trainer in the world, like worldwide. That's something that I have in mind. I know it will work, but let me just first get my company to a state where I know it's like that stable that I can just put myself out of there so I can focus on that. Because
the AI software part,
this is something that I want to do, and like I could focus on that, making a sales agency. I could focus on doing this because we have like the whole course and things set up. But I think the next like rational, logical step would be doing the software thing. I think only that you could easily like. I could literally go to all the sales guys that I know as a friend, say, hey, listen, subscription is like, I don't know, like $300 a month, 50% affiliate, shake hands, call it a day, and boom, we're skilled. Like it is so fucking easy. And I know that everybody will need it because if they see the types of results that my AI currently are really doing without it being optimized to like the whole development thing, yeah, bro, it's going to be crazy. But as you said, realistically speaking, I think getting my current course, current things that I have internationally speaking to like 1 million, that is goal A. Goal B would then be the software business that could also just passively go to like another 1 million a month, like 2 million, 3 million maybe, I don't know. Like, and then once we have that going on, I guess that's the moment where I can completely zone out. I have everything set up, the teams are there, let's say in a span of like 3 years, 4 years. And then I'm gonna work on a philanthropy. My little brother's mentally disabled. I'm not sure if I have told you this. I feel like they're really not cutting him. They're making him seem dumber than he actually is. So I can tell this man can literally speed run Super Mario Bros. Backwards. I don't know how the fuck he does it. And it's like, okay, if this autistic little fucker can do that, you cannot tell me that he has to sit in the corner and eat soup with pills inside of it and tell me that he's stupid. He's not. So then I met all his friends who are also literally retards, but like it's great because they're actually geniuses. Like they're coming in like ha ha ha, ha. But I have a conversation like, hey, these kids understand something that I don't. They're massively happy. They're eating their soup with pills inside of it, and like you guys are being told that you're a lot dumber than you actually are. Yeah. So what if I could make something, make like a school? I don't want to make any money on it, but I want to have enough cash to be able to do it. Make a school, train people in order to get the fucking most out of these mentally disabled children, where they would challenge them, give them puzzles, give them as much as they need in order to just go levels beyond. I mean, at this point with my sales course, I've literally made fucking autistic people like hundreds of thousands of euros, dollars, right? So if I'm already able to do that with somebody that literally just like not even able to speak and now selling courses online and making multiple 6 figures, you're not going to tell me that I cannot do the same thing on a regular basis. And they don't even need to make that kind of money. Like if they simply can just see that they're able to do more than what they're being told right now, dude, I'm safe. That is my #1 goal. I want to do that, and after that, I have enough cash laying around. I want to do more funny shit. Like I want to like enjoy my life, but enjoy my life by like doing shit that I actually care about, right? Like I was always thinking like I want to leave like a mark on the world, whatever legacy, who cares? But I always wanted to make money in a way where I would help people. Otherwise, I wouldn't feel good about it. So the courses was like, hey, it makes sense because this is something that I'm good at. I can actually like give something to people that I actually care about. I can actually make the money. Boom, and I start making money. Cool. This is the first step. Now I need money, bro, because I want to be able to do more for people. I am so traumatized by my youth, by my depressed mom, by my fucking traumatized dad that I've seen his friends die, by my little brother that is literally like mentally like dude, if you look at my household, it's a fucking mess. So I am so driven on being able to take care of them and being able to take care of like the rest of the world because I feel like it's my duty. I've been brought up to this world to do something like that.
Over and out. No, we still have some other subjects.
Yeah.
But, yeah, sounds cool, man. Like at least you have a big vision. So thanks for sharing that so publicly and wholeheartedly. Then we're gonna go into the last subject of today, which is gonna feel a little bit weird after talking about your vision.
Yeah, sure.
I also wanted to ask you a little bit about your Web3 experience. So the previous bull run, you were doing a bunch of stuff in Web3. I just wanted to get like general feeling, macro observations that you saw that were different in like normal online course marketing.
People have
Web3.
a lot more money than you think. That's the first one.
Can you give an example of that? Or
like when we're talking about projects and shit, like when people like, here's the interesting thing: when people see that there's a possibility for them to make money in like a Zap, people will just get cash from places they don't have.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it is impossible for these fucking meme coin projects, for these fucking NFT projects, for whatever it may be. And this is not talking from my own experience, but it's just from what I've observed. And also from my own experience, if I'm really honest, but like whatever. How the fuck does a project like that make 10, 20 million in the span of 20 minutes? Like these people, just based off a community, based off a hype.
Yeah.
They're like, I can make money. Need me a whitelist. They spend their life savings and shit. So what I'm trying to tell you is like, the first thing that I've noticed is like, first I thought like, yo, making a shit ton of money is like close to impossible. Then like after the segment where I was like in Dubai for the first time, and I'm like meeting all of these crypto millionaires, multi-millionaires, by now billionaires, with like crypto being 100K now, Bitcoin being 100K now, absolutely fucking crazy. So I'm like, okay, if there's so much fucking money, and people are so crazy to spend their money, if people understand like I can actually make money, even though it's the biggest delusional thing that you can say, they will spend money that they don't have.
Yeah.
First observation. Second observation is people want to gamble. They just want to gamble. Bro, nobody gives a fuck about how an ape looks, bro. They're like, their monkey brain is like, wait, hold on a second. This monkey is 3D. The other monkey was 2D. This one's going to make money. Bye. This is,
oh my God.
Bro, that is literally how people think. And even now with the meme coins, right? Before you had dog coins going viral, then you had like Peppa going viral. You're like, okay, cool. Memes work. Let me think. Another meme that works, they're going to put like the last 2K that I have, $200 into 10 coins that hopefully are going to go 1,000x. That's literally how people think.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely fucking retarded, if I'm really honest. But that is also a thing about the space that I didn't really appreciate. Like, it's literally just a bunch of people trying to gamble their money in order to hope that they have it and just get like that high that they kind of want to get.
Yeah.
Psychology-wise, is really interesting because you can see how people, when they're doing the projects, are they know about this, they understand this. Bro, look at the kitty. Like, I'm not sure how deep you're into like the meme coins and stuff like that, but it's all based around a community, because if you have like a strong community that is like pushing everybody to hold, that's how like something goes up.
Yeah,
right? It's all Ponzi schemes. Fucking crypto is a Ponzi scheme. Like, what are we talking about? Like, people are just putting more money in, more public. Like that's literally what it is. Like, but it's a good, well-run Ponzi scheme, and everybody's backing it. Like at some point, like I'm not sure if you can still call it a Ponzi scheme at that point, but it is. But hey, if you're just part of the system and you know how to run the system, then you're always gonna win. That's the whole thing about it.
Yeah.
And the most interesting thing, as like a third point, is like, hey, if you can actually build a community, this is something that I've learned. Like, if you can build a community that is so powerful, so strong, such a cult, you will take over the world. Like, that is what I've seen with the partners that we've partnered up with in the Web3 space. Like, I've seen this community aspect. All right, cool. If you have some, like, nobody actually, like, we have a roadmap. Nobody cares. It's just a community. Like, okay, cool, we have a roadmap. But, like, in reality, they look at a picture of, like, a fucking monkey and they're like, huh, I think I like this. And then they buy it. I think this will go up. I'm going to buy it. And then they just go into the community and they're like spamming fucking memes, and that's literally what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also so unregulated, right? Like in the US they have something called insider trading.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it is almost, especially if, I mean, we both know some guys who were involved in those projects, writing stuff for them.
Yeah.
And that would be insider trading. Like that would be like in the US. Even like the owners maybe could be considered insider traders, but it's it's interesting.
Magical internet money, bro.
Yes,
because it's almost surreal how much fucking money is made there.
Yeah, I think that never happened in the past. As far as I researched it, we should ask AI, but it was never like there were always like make money quick schemes, right? Get rich quick schemes, but it was never like go 100x. Right, it was like
I think
get the house, get this, get that, right? But that was like still realistic.
I think if you like look at the IPOs from back in the day, where like
with stocks it was a little bit.
You the pink penny sheets, like I mean we've seen Leonardo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street. I think it was a little bit like that too there.
Yeah.
Because if you would just like put in a stock, you would like go 10x. If you have inside information, you could just buy it.
Yeah, but the speed and the time frame was so different, right?
Yes.
It's like.
Yeah, you
5 days.
Meme coins popping one day, then like a scroll. Did you see that? The fucking squirrel thing that the Democrats like killed a squirrel, and then people were like, save the squirrel, peanut the squirrel, and somebody made like a meme coin of that, and then Trump won, and the meme coin went like a billion X.
But that's what I mean. It seems so much more relatable, right? Like if it's like, hey, this stock might go times 10 in 1 or 2 years, right?
Because communities, bro.
Like, but that's why. But with crypto, it's fast.
99% of the people are not that well educated. They have literally a brain rot. So this is not to be offensive at all. I was just trying to make it relatable. So when something like that drops, when you have a coin with an actual utility, nobody's going to read the white paper. Nobody's going to read the roadmap. They're going to be like, I think it looks nice, and then buy it.
Yeah.
And meme coin just makes so much more sense because there's literally just the community aspect of it. If these people are making the same jokes that I am and I'm making the same, it just makes sense. Like I'm there. I don't fucking know. Magic internet money. Woo! Click, click, click. Buy. That's it. And if it goes up, it goes up. Fucking Andrew Tate is just having a coin where he has like N-word Tate or like Black Daddy Tate, bro. Literally, and these coins are pumping for whatever fucking reason, bro. He's god damn, bro. It's so retarded. It is actually, but magic internet money, I guess.
Yeah, I'm really curious to look back in 10 to 20 years and then how people will analyze and look at that and whether it still exists at this.
Inflation is going to hit our ass because so much people are making so much money, bro. Like
We'll see.
I remember when I was selling my course for 4K back in the day, and this is like 6 years ago, like 5 years ago. Like it felt like that 4K, that felt like 20K. Now when you talk about 4K, it feels like what? Right? It's absolutely crazy. I don't know what the actual inflation numbers are, but like I can see the clear difference between it. Back in the day, people used to be like, whoa, hold on, 4K, whoa, I don't know, buddy, that is like my whole life savings. And now it's like 4K here, boom. What the fuck? It just changed.
Yeah. I don't know what changed.
Inflation.
That's a story for another day, I think. Think that was it for today.
I appreciate
Talked about AI, sales, and Web3. That was all on the checklist. So thank you for being here, waking up this early, Robin, myself. And you were already in the gym before this. Yeah, so that was not a problem. Still appreciate it. And thank you very much.
That's right.